months in advance.
Certain shit that I do not. If you foul me, I'm taking 2 shots. Liquor preferred. If you get to the curb, that's what I call Earl. Bird next by half G. You don't understand, don't ask me. I quarterback, don't pass me. Catch these Odell.
Like that? That right there? Yeah, I need to holler at you for some pictures too. You got a whole bunch of pictures from my whole career I would love to have when you inbox me prices and let me know what I need for the package and how much I need for how many pictures. But you might have to find them and let me know what you got.
Right.
Or just send me what you got and you know look good.
I might try to figure out what show was he at.
Right. I don't know how you got them labeled.
I got them labeled by shows.
Oh, you ain't down you got labeled by artists. I better go on your page. You stop doing that though. You stop putting a whole bunch of them on your page, didn't you?
You know, my Paparazzi page. All of them about the ball.
Alright, that's why I'm your friend. So I'm going to Lisa
right.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on the Baltimore Paparazzi page, send you all of what I want, and then you tell me how much you're gonna charge me. And we work that. How that's sound?
Just go, okay, Lisa, I was at this show on such and such a day. I was at this show.
No, I'm gonna save the picture and send it back to you.
I gotta get my other hard drive fixed.
Oh man, you messing up like.
No, my grandson. It's the connector. That's no, it's the connector.
You did a whole cheese sticks anyway. I can't eat none of that. My dentist told me he gonna take my whole mouth off if I eat another. Nature boy.
I gotta get these back teeth pulled because they're broke.
I need a whole mouth. Like I can't chew ice cream without my mouth hurting.
This one back here is completely broke.
Man.
Hold it like that. That's what we're holding like that.
It works sideways. Oh.
We're gonna turn it sideways. Oh, you know what I did myself.
Is it on top though? I don't know how you got from. Do you gotta do the button to make it turn sideways?
Welcome to In the Spotlight on Hard Body Radio with your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi.
Hey.
And why are we still playing music?
Because of pain.
Right. That was Dirt Road and Comp Trap Fit, which you can watch the video on YouTube. Hold up. Did this thing just mess up? I think it did. There we go. So yeah. Dirt Road Comp Trap Fit. YouTube, go check that out. Comp is he's the only person that gets on stage and calls me by my government name. Dirt Road's trying to do it now, but yeah. Comp gets on stage and calls me by my first and last name.
I don't even know you was Baltimore Paparazzi. Your name Lisa. Yeah. I just ever called you on stage. I think that's what the pearl means.
Yeah.
I've never called you off on the stage.
A lot of people do, and they usually say, Baltimore Paparazzi in the building, that kind of stuff. But Comp will say, Lisa Stant's in the building. I said, they don't know who the hell Lisa Stant is.
Who is that? Like, what's a Lisa?
I need to know who she is. No, you don't.
Lisa?
Y'all got to forgive me. I sound like a frog in my throat because I'm starting to get sick. So please bear with me. Maybe it's because I talk too much. I don't know. Well, anyway, so this week on In the Spotlight on Hard Body Radio, these two young men that you see or that you hear approached me at Frozen Harbor and was like, when we gonna be on the show? I said, let me check my schedule. Check my schedule. I said, March 3rd good? They said, yup. I said, okay. So they're here. Yeah. They go by Beet Boyz music.
Beet Boyz music.
Right. And
I'm trying to get my live started, but it's not working. I don't usually use live.
But like I only know him as Bryan and his brother because he's always talking about my brother.
Man, I was talking about you when you did that. Like you sent it to me, Beet Boyz music spelled correctly, and Bryan lyrics and Jay Grizz spelled correct. I was like, yeah, she did her homework.
Right, I have to like. But see, sometimes people like no. Like I had one artist. They told me his name was such and such, and then right before I start making the flyer. Oh yeah, by the way, he changed his name.
Like since what was like a split second decision?
I don't know. I don't know. But I ended up putting the original name on there and had to remake it. But it's nothing because I make my own flyers.
Because you're a grinder.
I don't have money to be paying somebody to do that shit for me.
I'll send my flyer needs to you. I hope I pay the same cost you pay. No. He's like, yeah, all right.
Right.
Yours gonna be a little more.
So, like I said, I know Bryan. I met Bryan, a Gentleman 10, a couple years ago, and I was just impressed. I asked TNT, where the hell was he at? Where's he been at? Like every time TNT,
all right.
Whenever I hear an artist that I think is like, I vibe with them, you know, like I like their music, I like their energy on stage. I'm like, where the hell have you been?
Right.
Because we haven't crossed paths. You know, most of them are like, I've been rapping, I've been doing. Well, where the hell? Why come we have not crossed paths?
You know the answer to that now, right?
No.
I just started.
Oh yeah.
I had really just got on the scene. I hadn't been on the scene a whole year yet. TNT was like, it was between TNT and I was called Ghost Money. Antoine, I forget his last name. Williams. Antoine Williams. Those are the only two people I was doing shows with at the time. So yeah, I had just started.
Right. So
I was hiding under a rock.
and I talked to you that night, you know, and everything, and it was just like, oh, okay. So you just been, you know, you're one of those artists that, you know, I became friends with basically because, you know, when I talk to you, it's not as a artist and a photographer, it's like old friends.
Exactly.
That's just like with this show. This show is not an interview. I call it an interview because it's just easier to say. I always say the show is a conversation between friends. We're going to sit here, we're going to laugh, we're going to get off track, we're going to come back, we're going to go around, you know.
You know that's what you should name the show. A conversation between friends. We're going to sit there, we're going to get on track, we're going to... all that.
That's too much. That's too much. That's
abbreviated with letters. GIBBT.
People are like, what the hell is that?
Show? Radio show. That's all that.
Guess what? If you don't know, you're not on the show.
Exactly. Because you haven't been watching. You need to watch. You need to listen.
And that's like I said, like people, and I want to put this out here. Billy Live called me the other day and told me that somebody had hit him up and said that somebody was on Hard Body Radio talking shit about Wisdom Court. So he's like, send me the link, and it was my interview that I had with somebody, with two people, and we didn't talk shit about Wisdom Court. We were talking about how Wisdom Court is doing this, doing that. You know, they work with Wisdom Court as well. That's how I knew them. Da 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 da. So Billy was like, trying to figure out where y'all was talking shit about me, and I was like, I talk shit about you to your face.
As you should.
I'll say I don't care.
Really?
I don't care. But that's our friendship.
Right.
So I'm just, to this day, I'm still trying to figure out where was I talking shit about him. Because I was probably talking shit, but it was just all fun.
You might have been. Because you do it all the time. To his face, it wasn't nothing. You was like,
right.
You don't hate us, and you were like, so.
So I had some of the artists that were at the show last night. You were at out in
West Virginia,
Martinsburg, West Virginia, at MJ's Pub.
Yeah. Don't forget he's going out there again tonight.
Yeah, they're out there. They're
the plug.
Yeah. You know, he used to do 2-room shows. Now he's doing 2-day shows.
Yeah.
I can't with him.
You mad at all?
I wanted to come last night, but I was asleep. I was asleep.
It was so lit last night. So, man, I think if we wasn't here right now, we'd be there today too.
Right. I mean, because like I've been there. I was there the last show they had out there.
Same venue.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
the artists that I did the special interview with last Sunday were from West Virginia, except for one. He's from here in Baltimore, and I was really impressed with the artist. The one I keep saying her name because when I seen the name and then she came in, I was like, "We gonna talk about your name when we get on air." Taste My Jiggy.
Ooh. I'm not old enough for that.
Conversation with Chris.
She's a really dope artist. She really is. But her name, she was like, there were so many Tays out there. I guess that her name is like Tay.
So her name's Tays.
So Tay, and so she's like, because she's like her jiggy, and everybody's like, so they're swagged out and they're this, that. And she was like, my jiggy. You know, I got my jiggy. I was like, oh, Will Smith.
I thought you said like taste my jiggy.
Well, it is. It's Taste, Tayte, my jiggy. But it's a very distinct name, very, you know, conversation piece, everything. Oh. But she's a really dope artist. Like, I played her music that she sent me, and I was like, oh, okay. But those artists were from West Virginia.
Okay.
And they sat here and they told me that the opportunities to be on shows and all is really not that huge out there.
Oh, wow. That's,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So Billy tapped into that a few years ago. And we used to go out there and do shows there and whatnot. And Billy makes connections wherever he goes. That's why he's able to do shows up in New Jersey.
Man, everywhere.
You know, a couple places in Pennsylvania and stuff. So you getting on the show last night and going out there and seeing exactly what's, and I bet you anything you probably made some news. They love it.
I don't think I actually thanked him properly, man. It was like, oh, that was a dope opportunity right there. A dope opportunity. I think there was another guy saying, yeah, we're going to get you in this showcase down here, in this building down here. There's another arena down there. So I'm like, if you get that dude, Billy, you coming with me. I don't care if we got to do a song. You coming with me. I don't care if we got to do a song together to get you on the track.
But, you know, I think that is, you know, from you just like coming on the scene for the past few years and everything. And I've watched you grow, you know, and then like your connection with the Guild. Right. You know, with EXO. I've known EXO. I met EXO because of Billy at Sonar, doing shows at Sonar. Right. You know, I was like, the first time I seen EXO on stage, like, oh my God. Like, I love that I love hip hop. So, grittiness and that rawness and that just, you know, hit you in the face. And that's the one punch. Yeah. You know, and that's, you know.
Yo, baby.
Tell you. But Bryan, tell you, I was just talking about the whole golden mask thing. Yeah. When he stood up, and there's somebody standing over on a bus stop looking over here, and he just stood up with the mask. I was
with the mask on, he was like, "Yeah, creep, yeah, creeping real." Like, I don't understand the guy.
Right.
Like, so, we're gonna go on tour one day. We gonna all be ducking bullets or police or something. I don't know if you handle it.
Right. So, you know, like I said, I watched you. Congratulations on being married and having children, and babies is just
annoying. They irky.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, the post that you and your wife put on Facebook, like, you will say stuff about your wife and she'll get on there and I'll be like, yo, when he gets home, she gonna smack you.
But then I turn around 2 hours later and be like, you're the most beautiful woman in the world.
Because you know you gonna go home and you try to defuse that smack. I love, and
I let her load the gun and then she's like, you know what?
She's like, man, let me put this bullet back.
She's watching this now.
I absolutely love the fact that she, you know, because I seen where she went last night, and I love the fact that she supports you and what you do.
Yeah, she does. Man, you just don't know how much she really supports us. How the whole album release party thing, that was her idea. She constructed it herself, outside of getting the artists and stuff like that. A lot of things we do, the people I meet, some of the people I've been meeting recently. I met Billy Live because of her. Right. Like, I didn't know him before. She's like, yeah, you should connect with this guy Billy Live. You should talk to him. Like, and then when I'm seeing him in shows, like, oh, cool.
Right, and you know, and that's important to have that, you know, that support.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so, you know, I mean, like I said, I watch people all the time. I'm a people watcher.
So you one of them Facebook lurkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you tell her though.
But I like a lot of your shit anyway. Like, you gotta click like or whatever, you know.
Yeah, right. You're not a pure lurker.
Right. It all depends on
who it is. You're borderline lurker.
You leaving?
That fucking window is beautiful. I had to get outside and look at that, but that bitch is beautiful. With you behind in front of us.
Stop trying to suck up to me, y'all. Stop trying to suck up to me.
Y'all buttoned up right here, baby. We gotta motivate.
I'm not a role. I got roles, but I'm not a role.
Every female buttoned up.
I'm sure. Take your buttoned up ass on out.
Would you fellas agree?
I agree.
Don't be contributing to his shenanigans.
I already turned the camera to you so they can see the butter.
Alright.
No, I turned the camera to you so they can picture the butter.
Ain't no butter over here. Butter in my biscuits. Nope.
No butter in this.
I was keeping it clean because I usually cuss him out because that's our relationship. Like if I don't say something smart and you don't say something smart, we said some smart stuff earlier. So
you basically just explains you mean to everybody. Like,
okay.
So you don't like me that much. You usually mean. You're not mean to me.
No, because we're not on that level.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm scared of you. I mean, I'm gonna go home and cry.
I'm just a smart ass. That's all.
I'm probably gonna go home and cry if you start being mean.
I'm just a smart ass. It's not being mean. It's just being a smart ass.
That's
just me being.
You got some tough skin on you, man.
I'm just saying.
So, let me find out about this whole Beat Boy music thing because
the grand news, the big things. Popping,
okay. Well, let's do this first. Let's start with how did it all begin. Like, I mean, I know you're brothers.
That's right.
No, I know y'all brothers. So, and I said I knew you first, and I seen him. You like, this is my brother. Never told me your name. Just my brother.
I was. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm tell you a fact. In school, I was Earl or brother. My whole career, Earl.
He was little Earl.
It's his turn.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Well, it kind of is because I know Bryan.
Right, other rapper.
And then his brother.
Brian's brother.
Yeah, he films sometimes. He takes pictures sometimes. He does. I'm like,
make the pieces stuff.
Does he have a name?
No, he ain't give me a name yet. So
he didn't give me one yet.
Right, he didn't give me a name yet.
Well, introduce yourself to the world.
No, I'm the other half of Beat Boyz music. I'm Jay Grizz or Jay Grizzly. My specialty is just doing the beats. Backing my brother up, whatever.
I do some of the beats.
They think that I do.
I
do a beat, and he does his own beats as well. So yeah, we're a team.
He does.
So how did that all start? Who started first? Did you start making beats first, and then he was rapping, or did he start rapping? You started making beats, or did it just kind of come together?
It kind of came together because yes, it did. It came together because when Bryan went off to school, he went off to school before. Yes, he was rapping. Can I finish?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Y'all can tell they brothers.
Yes. Basically, what happened was when he went to school, he was already rapping.
Mm-hmm.
When he came back, I heard him. He do a specific song, the one you did with the Donkey Kong sample.
Yeah, this guy.
When I heard it,
Florida did this Donkey Kong sample. That was like,
it was incredible. And I was like, I asked him, "You serious about doing this?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm serious about doing it." So then I took all the money I had and bought the equipment.
Next couple paychecks.
We just went on ahead and just made it happen.
What I mean, and that goes back to the support.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he could have easily been like,
go get it.
No, he'd be like, you really gonna do this? And you'd be like, yeah. Be like, you a damn fool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know. I've met a lot of people that have come in here, and the best stories that I've heard is, my mom was my biggest supporter. Right. My dad is my biggest supporter, and I love those stories because I know as a mother that my kids coming to me telling me, if I didn't know anything about this music business, Mom, I'm gonna rap. I'd be like, what you gonna do?
Right.
You just gonna rap.
That was my parents kind of sort of, but when I was talking about I ain't no good grades, barely made it out. My father went and got all the loans he needed to do to send me to school. So then when I came back home, he came back, he bought the studio or whatever. And then, I started showing him how to produce, and man, you got it serious.
And that's awesome though. I mean, like the stories, like that's what my show is, to give history on the music scene that artists may not know about, because I don't know all the history about Baltimore hip hop scene. I know the history from where I started, and that was 2006.
Right.
I was born that year.
Y'all full of shit, y'all. Full of shit. Just full of shit.
I got the belly bowling thing going on.
Please tell him to shut up.
Don't tell nobody.
Shut him to shut up.
You go see on Facebook. everything gonna be
Why
like,
she gonna like, shut up?
he's not my husband. He's not.
Exactly.
Straight disown him.
You saw she just remarried me, right?
Oh my God.
I had said something to her, and she divorced me on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And she just remarried me because I did good yesterday. She literally did it yesterday. She was like, "Yeah, he did a real good job on the show. I think he gonna get a bunch of money." So she remarried.
So I gotta marry you now, just in case.
Still a deal now.
I gotta be able.
On Facebook.
That way, when we do get a real divorce, I'm gonna take half at least, if not more.
Exactly.
But
I'm crying, baby.
I like the stories where, you know, like I said,
That's support.
that's support, because that's the most important thing when it comes to. That's why I've been in this scene for so long that I've seen guys who. They'd be like, oh man, my girl tripping because I'm always at the shows. I'm always doing this. I'm at the studio. Right. She tripping. Didn't she know that you rap when y'all got together? Yeah, that's how I met her. She was loving it. Da-da-da-da-da. I said, take her ass to the studio with you one good time. Hey. One good time.
Well, understand, I get those. But she don't stop it. What the heck? Yeah, I got a whole bunch of likes.
It just started.
Everybody popped up. No, that's his invite. She ain't there. We invite her. Hey.
No, but yeah, she's watching.
Oh no, that means to make it so she can talk.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, but yeah. So she does that. Oh my goodness, you gonna say this now while she watching? She does give me those pain in the butt days. She's like, yeah, come to bed with me, or this and that. Oh, you really gonna be up all night recording? You be up till 2. You gotta get up 6. That's part of the grind,
right?
Like, you know,
but my whole thing is you take a female to the studio one good time, and she be like, oh my God, I'm so bored. Oh my God. Yeah, because you think it's party up in here. I'm sitting up here trying to record, and I be fucking up. Be like, yo, let's redo that. Just erase the whole thing.
She know that too.
Right.
She don't really stay there when I record. I'm like, man, remember, I do my own recording.
Right.
So it's like, all right, she don't really stay downstairs when I record no more. It's like, you gonna record? All right, I'll see you in the morning.
Right. Like, oh, I like going to the studio myself. I like going to the studio.
Because you the same.
See,
you
birth,
like the
the
music. Right. That's a whole other part of the music now. So that's the whole baby in your stomach and say just hey.
I like watching the engineer with recording somebody, and then I'm in the street league with Mark Carey, and I love watching Mark Carey work because he does it so effortlessly.
Just sings.
Shaka Pitts. I used to watch Shaka Pitts, and when he would record people when down on 25th in Maryland, down in the basement, and everything would be going on.
No more battery.
Everything would be going on, and he would just be there, and he's doing this, and he's doing that, and his mix downs would sound better. Well, his rough drafts would sound better than somebody mixing something down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, why don't you plug your phone up to his?
No, he got iPhone. I got Android.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? That's a jerk move. Why would he do that?
Right. But you know, like I've watched it, so it's like you say, it's like a baby watching it be created. I've sat down with my brother and my ex while they were writing to a beat. I've had to sit in a car and drive from Dundalk all the way to Poplar Grove, listening to a beat over and over and over and over, because my homeboy was taking us home from Black Hole Club.
Yes.
And he was like, and my other homeboy, he raps too. He was like, yo, Beans, let me get on this. And Jimmy Beams is like, nah, bro, this is all me. I was like, oh, I've done all that. So to me,
I'm an artist for it.
Huh?
You don't even know it yet. You're a real life artist. You're gonna start rapping soon.
No, I'll rap some shit that I already know. I've tried writing.
Oh, you're a Drake. You need me to write for you?
No. Taz Spitter sent me this beat. He had the hook. He had his verse, the hook, and then the place for the second verse, and then the hook. He wanted me to listen to it. It was like, tell me what you think. I played this song every damn day. I loved it. It's like one of my favorite songs. It wasn't even done yet.
What song?
I don't know. It's a song he hasn't even released yet.
I'm tired of that. We got like 17 albums all up in his basement.
Trust me, I've had this conversation with him. But I play, and I was like, I'm gonna write to this beat. I'm gonna write a verse to this beat, and can't do it. I don't like it. It just sits there. I'm a writer by nature. I mean, I really am. Yeah, I write.
No, what do you write? You write poems? Like you said, you're a writer by nature, but what do you?
I used to write poems, but I got to the point to where I was writing a book.
Should have sold it.
I haven't finished it. It's still stuck up in here. I got the concept and everything. It's right here. Okay. And then sometimes I get writing it, and then I'll just like, it's not really writer's block. It's just my brain doesn't shut up. My brain will not shut up. That's why I don't sleep.
You have a long look. You had Moby Dick by the time you're done.
Man, I might have. I may have Harry Potter by the time I'm done.
The whole
series. And then the extra ones. And then the extra ones to go along with it. Man, I'm telling you, it's been in my head, like the characters and everything been in my head. I'm trying to look because this damn thing. Yeah.
You know I ain't right. I'm
either.
so far left.
And I'm so far gone. I was looking because I gotta make sure that it stays fucking charged. It's just so stupid. But so I mean, like I said, that's why I was wondering how, if you started rapping first and then making beats, or if you made beats and then rapping.
Realistically, before he didn't really start doing anything until I left out of college. I didn't graduate. I left out of it, but until I left, right. But
I'm sure your parents were not happy with that.
No, not at all. It was not. Because I was really failing classes. Don't ask me why. I can't do paper tests. Paper tests don't work for me. They put me in the studio. Good. But that's a different story. But,
see that my son can't take like written tests. If you read something to him and he can give you the answer. My son's an audible learner.
Right.
That reading and stuff.
I was so much better on the Boyz than sitting there and trying to write papers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know every knob. You tell me touch this knob, that knob, and that knob. I know it's knob you want to push. Don't ask what that knob is called because I don't know.
It's that knob.
And I'm still kind of like that. Like I know what I'm doing, but that's why I'm like I got that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. I don't want to do a different program. I'm good with this one.
Right, because I have Cool Pro Edit on my computer at home. Because I used to use that to make ringtones. I used to be the ringtone lady on Poplar Grove. So I would use that program because my ringtones were not like what you go up to Mondawmin and get for $1. You get 19 seconds of the hook or whatever. Right. Mine were like, yo, Miss Lisa, can you give me the whole first verse of Little Boosie? And then we get the whole first verse, charge them $1. But I would take it and I would cut it with the program and then convert it to WAV file. And then put it on, and then I had another program that put it on the phone. Wow. I learned all this stuff myself. Nobody taught me. I learned it myself. And I was a ringtone lady. I was making about $500 a month doing that.
How old you are?
No, that was before. But I was doing that, and I was like, somebody was like, "Yo, can you get me Gucci Mane new mixtape, blah blah blah?" And I would go in and get that. Yeah.
So she used to do that.
So you
make my next album?
I don't do that crap no more.
I didn't answer the
question. I'm still I still have 2 more. I think I got 2 more mixtapes because everybody that comes on my show gets put on my mixtape. Yeah. My In the Spotlight mixtape. But I gotta get on because I'm just so far scattered right now.
I'm on the first.
So everybody gets, everybody that comes through here is going to be on the mixtape. I've got like 2 of them that I've got to do. And it's nothing for me to do them because I don't do nothing fancy because it's just going on Audio Mac. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? And it's just a way for people to hear music from artists, Right. I'm not asking nobody to pay for nothing because I design everything myself. I put everything up together, I try to normalize the tracks, and so that like this track is not, you don't have to have it up on fucking 30 and then the next song comes on, you gotta turn it down to 10. Like, nope. So I try to normalize the tracks because I do all that. I learned how to do all that stuff myself. You know what I mean? So it is
the pictures, the
one-stop shop,
taking the pictures, the editing, the logos, and all that good stuff.
One-stop shop.
Man.
But I try to and that's because I love this scene so much, and I love what everybody's trying to do. You know what I mean? That's why I do this radio show. Everybody's like, oh, you need to make people pay for interviews. For what? That way you can make money. if people want to buy advertising, they can advertise on Hard Body Radio. They can pay me that way. I can during my show be like, yeah, make sure you get that da 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 da. You know what I mean? So
you know we're gonna do that when this new album drop,
right? Right.
You know we're gonna do that, right?
Right.
Stick to program.
I'm trying.
I'm telling you, I gotta make sure at least good. Talking about paparazzi, I gotta make sure she good.
But you know, so that's the whole reason why I do this stuff. And then like this show gives me insight on who people are, not just an artist, but who they are, as a person.
Right.
Because you know that some people have they're three different people because it's who they are on that stage, who they are on Facebook, and who they really are.
Right.
I think about that. Oh, so you know me a long time now. What's the difference between these three people?
Not much at all. I'm just saying,
you're a clown on stage, you're a clown on Facebook, you're a clown in real life. That's what you said.
Pretty much. Yep. But not saying it. I said it, but I didn't.
No, you implied it. Right. I'll take it.
But and like I said, there's a lot of people that, I've seen, like, I would look on Facebook and somebody would post something and be like, man, you're so full of shit. Scroll past it. Yep. I just scroll past it. Don't even say, I don't say no, I just scroll past it. But then you see them in person and they not like that on, like they were on Facebook. And then when they get on stage, they're a totally different person from those two personas.
They was on their period that day.
No, that's just how people, and I think like artists that get on stage, I don't know. I just sometimes I have a problem with certain personas. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about be true to who you are.
Right.
Because if you're up there and you're talking about, I'm out here on the corner, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm out here slinging this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I know in reality that you work at Best Buy. Well, not even Best Buy, good, but you work at some store.
Right.
And it's not even a 9 to 5, it's part-time.
Right.
I'm not knocking you for that. That's cool. You got a job, you're doing something. But find a way to not make yourself look like you doing all this stuff. Right. I know people that they do music and it's about stuff that they used to do.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? They used to be out on the block. They used to be out there doing this. They used to be doing that. I know people that, and everybody's like, oh, it's just entertainment.
No.
The only reason why they did that was because of Rick Ross. Before Rick Ross came along, everybody was like, oh yeah, well, you ain't about that life. And they would put people on blast for all this. Rick Ross came along, people found out he really wasn't Rick Ross.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was a correctional officer.
Right.
He just took on Rick Ross's persona.
It's like, yo, he in jail? Oh, we can take that.
So...
I ain't gonna talk about him now, though. Talk bad about him now.
I'm not talking... I always talk about him.
Example.
I always talk about him as that example, as that turning point.
Right.
When he came out, that's when everybody was like, oh, well, yeah, it's just entertainment. But you just said because so-and-so said this, that, and the third, you knew that he didn't do that. Yeah, you called him out on that. And I'm talking about industry artists.
Right,
I'm not talking about local, I'm talking about industry artists.
Right.
So that whole thing about, oh, it's just entertainment, it's just, this, that, and the third. I'm like, you got to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Okay, another battle people is funny to me. People talk about mumble rap. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Not my thing. Mm-hmm. Not my cup of tea. Beats can be hard as shit. Right. I can't understand nothing that you're saying. You're not making any sense. Oh, Lisa, this is that. Hip hop's gotta evolve. It's gotta transition. It's gotta do this. It's gotta do that. Okay, cool.
I want to hear what you go with it.
Same people that say that were mad with Jay-Z and Eminem for their albums because
they both started off. I think literally both at 26. Now they both in their 40s. They ain't grandkids yet, but he old enough to have something like that.
I got 3 kids.
We get shot at. We don't look. We not doing. I can't understand, but that one right there. If it wasn't the whole game,
Right.
Like, all right, when we back in the when I was growing up, you know, with 90s, whatever, 90s era, whatever, early 2000s, when I was getting into hip hop, whatever, we had different sounds. Now they ain't sound like Nas ain't sound like Jay-Z, Jay-Z ain't sound like Missy ain't sound like Ludacris. You just had, everybody had their own lane. West Coast didn't sound like East Coast didn't sound like down south. It's like everybody had a lane, and then they had a little lane within the lane. Now everything you hear on the radio sounds that same way.
Right.
So it's not even about the mumbling rap, and it's more specifically like, oh, that's all y'all gonna put out.
That's all that gets put on. You know, like I listen to 95.9. I listen to that